Hello guys, Crispy here, welcome back to another video. In this one, my friends, I'm going to be testing a GeForce RTX 5090 in Arc Raiders. This one is the Founders Edition model of the card. I'm running it with the latest Nvidia drivers and I'm not manually overclocking it. You can see all of its specs right here in Tech Power Up's GPU-Z, and over on the left, I'm pairing it with a Ryzen 7 9800X 3D and 32GB of RAM. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright guys, let's go over the settings. First, I'm starting at 4K resolution using borderless full screen because apparently exclusive full screen is not recommended. So here we go. And we're utilizing DLSS set to DLAA here, so it's 100% resolution scale. DLSS model is set to the Transformer model, which looks better of course. It's the latest version of DLSS 4. And I disabled motion blur but left everything else set to the maximum in this game, including the RTX global illumination set to dynamic epic here, alright? And will you look at that? The game is running really well here. Obviously, it's a 5090 with a 9800X 3D. What are you talking about, Crisp? Of course it's going to run well, but honestly, I wasn't expecting it because this is an Unreal Engine 5 title. So I expected a ton of stuttering, and we got just a little bit of it, which isn't even noticeable. Actually, previously I was playing with 60 FPS locked just to pass the tutorial and so on, and I did not see a single spike in that frame time graph, which is really good for UE5, you know? So apparently if you lock your FPS, it will stay a little bit more stable than with unlocked frame rates, but of course I have to unlock them because, well, we're testing a GPU here. Anyway, those 1% lows have stabilized a little bit here, guys. Even though we're going into menus and so on, this doesn't seem to affect the FPS 1%, so that's really great as well. And yeah, I mean, these are the guys that made the finals, so they know how to work with Unreal Engine 5 for sure, and they know how to optimize it, because the finals was probably one, if not the best optimized UE5 title so far. Maybe Valorant wins there, but the finals has a lot more details as well than Valorant, and it also doesn't stutter, and it's just great. It's great to see an Unreal Engine 5 title running this smoothly at 4K native resolution with RTX global illumination enabled as well. And also with a big open world like this. We're seeing a lot of vegetation right here, so we might see the FPS drop a little bit, and indeed they do. But it's always to be a really enjoyable experience here. Let's see the ray traced reflections. Well, they're non-existent basically. This is using screen space reflections, but who cares, really? If we get higher performance and smooth performance above everything else for a lack of ray trace reflections, I will take this. There are still a few visual bugs here and there, but the game is not out yet. But already they've done a really good job, guys. And I will try to bring an RTX 4060 video soon in Arc Raiders as well. That's a very popular GPU after all, and mid-ranger, and with 8GB of VRAM, which apparently will be enough for maximum settings at 4K, because this is only allocating 7.7 gigabytes. I mean, even in terms of VRAM allocation and usage, this is great. And I get it, like, the textures don't really look all that fantastic at 4K resolution or at the lower resolution. The textures overall aren't impressive. But who cares, really? They could update the game with like an HD texture pack or something like that and push like 12 gigabytes of VRAM usage with beautiful looking textures, better than these, and then the game would run pretty much the same because textures don't usually impact performance, and you could disable that HD texture pack. This is all theoretically, of course. It's probably not gonna happen, but you could disable it and then it would work just fine, even at 4K on an 8GB GPU, if you have the horsepower to run 4K, that is. But yeah, guys, I'm really enjoying the experience here in terms of performance. The optimization is fantastic. You don't even need to utilize DLSS on like quality or performance, and usually in other UE5 titles to achieve 60 plus FPS with complete maximum settings, you need to utilize the DLSS on quality or even performance in some cases. Look at Borderlands 4, for example. Also, I'm terrible at extraction shooters, guys. Well, I played a little bit of Grey Zone Warfare when it came out. I had a lot of fun with it. I like the genre, but this is like my second time that I'm playing it right here on video, and well, I still don't understand a lot of the game, you know, so don't expect great gameplay. However, the main point of the video is to show performance and talk about the optimization and so on. But yeah, guys, back when the finals released, I actually talked with a developer you know, face to face in a video call, but still. And I asked them, like, how is it that everyone else running UE5 in their games has problems with optimization and the finals run so well? And he was just like, yeah, I mean, that's basic optimization. You know? He wasn't even impressed about that question or surprised about that question. And I was like, come on, like, all of the developers should be like this. But thankfully, lately, these last couple of games that I have been testing, actually 3 games, I tested Black Ops 7 Beta, that was well optimized. I tested Battlefield 6, that was really well optimized as well. Very impressive, probably even better than this one because that's just buttery smooth and it runs with even higher FPS. But again, this actually is UE5 and it has that RTX global illumination enabled. But yeah, for ray traced settings, this is actually fantastic. Embark Studios, the developer from Arc Raiders and the finals, they definitely do know what they're doing as well. And they were previous Battlefield developers as well, so I guess they took something from there in terms of optimization and knowing how to optimize the games and applied it here as well, even though it's UE5. So that's pretty amazing. All right, anyway, let's kill these things. Oh boy, okay. I thought he was going down there and not kill me. Alright, there's one of them right there, very far into the distance. I'm not gonna shoot them. But should we go in this direction, towards this thing? I'm not sure, guys. Probably gonna die doing so, but hey, who cares? Alright, can I go prone, actually? I don't know. I don't know the controls. I'm going completely blind, guys. Yes, the game has been out for testing. The playtest has been out for a couple of days already. But I'm only playing this in the last day because I wasn't able to previously. I wasn't home, basically. I scheduled a few Battlefield videos for you. And, well, then this came out and I was like, yeah, damn it. But I had some things to take care of in my personal life. So, yeah, I didn't really test this. I wasn't able to test this previously. But now I am. All right, and we're getting 120 to 130 frames per second here, utilizing the quality DLSS. In terms of visual fidelity, it's basically the same. Who's that? Oh, my God. Oh, my. That's probably a guy. That's probably another player. Yes. Oh, why? Okay, we could all be friends, you know. Oh boy, we gotta take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Oh, I'm seeing a little bit of shimmering there from quality DLSS, by the way. That wasn't there with DLAA. And that sometimes happens in UE5 titles. It also happened in Oblivion Remastered, yeah, with a lot of vegetation, you know. So the grass is definitely a little bit of an issue here. It needs a little bit more work. Let's turn on the flashlight. Lighting is looking great as well. Yeah, in some aspects of the game, it's not too impressive when it comes to the graphical fidelity, but I'm fine with that. It looks good enough, right? It looks good enough, and I prefer having that super high performance as well. This is great. Like, this vegetation here doesn't even blink, doesn't have that flickering issue. It seems to be only one type of vegetation that does that. So hopefully they fix it. But yeah, quality DLSS, aside from that, is looking pretty much the same as DLAA, and it's a buttery smooth experience now. Very high refresh rate indeed, and definitely enough for a game like this, in my opinion. Obviously, you could do like low settings, no ray tracing, and so on for a competitive play. Maybe when the game comes out, and if these videos are popular, I will revisit it with a 5090 and make more settings, test more settings basically. But for now, I'm keeping it a little bit shorter here, especially because of the limited time I have to play it, right? What is this? Breach. Okay, it's open. All right. What's inside? 4 things. I can only bring 2. They're all very good things, I guess. How do I extract out of here, though? That's my question. Maybe there? Yes, I guess. So, here. I think these are all extraction points, probably. And where are we? Over there again. Jeez, okay, so I'm going to try to go to that one. In that direction. Let's go. Yeah. Complex elevator. I hope it's not too complex because my head and my brain aren't really very good It looks great sometimes. I really like the lighting here. But it has a lot more details than the finals as well, which made me think that it would run a lot worse. And maybe it does. I don't remember exactly how many FPS we got with the 5090 in the finals. I'm not even sure if I tried it already. Probably not. But yeah, considering the amount of detail and the graphics and so on, and the engine itself, once again, I think it's very well optimized. Looks great right now. Has a little bit of aliasing sometimes. I can notice it. Oh boy. Reload. Reload. Stop that. Okay. I'm glad I crouched there. It was right in time. Oh boy. Come on. Come on. Please. Please do something. Okay. Just die. Just die. I'm gonna die. I am gonna die. No, 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 no. Come on, come on, come on. God damn it. You bastard. So what should we do now? Just crawl until we find that extraction point. This was a very big mistake. I thought this would go down easily. Oh, man. What if I go down there? Wait. God damn. He's still following us. Kind of. Maybe not. Maybe not. He can't find us anymore. So how do I... Return point shutting down. Okay. I don't know how I can go back up. Maybe somebody needs to help me. And I don't think anyone is going to help me. So we need to surrender here, my friends. Safe pocket. We got some things at least back into the base. Oh, level 1. Good. Very nice. We earned a skill point as well. Anyway, we should try a little bit of DLSS performance. A lot of people prefer to play like this at 4K resolution with a 4K display, and that's rendering the game at 1080p resolution and upscaling it to 4K, but it looks basically like 4K because DLSS 4 is great. Alright, so I can carry more things right now in the backpack. Let's see if we can make it out alive this time. I'm gonna grab more ammo here. Some, one bandage. That's so bad. Oh, I'm screwed. Oh, this is a lot different. Is it the same map? It is. But the time of the day. Wow, that looks great right now. Ooh. So I thought we were only going to see dawn time, basically. But no, this is much prettier now. It pops a lot more. It's more vibrant. I like it, guys. And well, with the performance DLSS, we're getting 170 frames per second. I'm seeing that flickering issue again on the vegetation with DLSS 4, unfortunately. But again, it's kind of minor and it doesn't happen in all of the vegetation, only certain bushes. Also, the vegetation itself, when you're moving, all of it basically gets a little bit blurry here at the performance DLSS setting, but it's not obnoxious and I think I'm fine with this. Oh, this one. Yeah, these bushes are super noisy. This I am not fine with. So I think right now I would run this... Oh, there's a guy over there. I would run this at the... Maybe I should be friends with him, but well, that's not gonna happen now, is it? What was I saying? I completely forgot. Okay, yeah, no, the 5090. 5090, I would play it with DLAA at 4K resolution to avoid any visual artifacts. Maybe quality to make it a little bit smoother with 140 FPS average. But performance might be a little bit too low here. I wish there was a bit of frame generation as well. They got it in the finals. I think they might actually add it upon full release here in this game. Oh, I'm giving away my position by walking here because of the birds. Where's the guy? He's probably healing or something. There. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There he is. Come on, you bastards. Come on. Come on. There we go. We got him. We got him. Hey. Hell yes, dude. First kill, my friends. There we go. That was beautiful. Alright, so I think the blue stuff is quite good, right? Ooh, what is this? Interesting. That's another assault rifle, but it looks really weird. Alright, let's pick this up. Light shield as well. Gotta grab a ton of these things to bring back with me, that's for sure. Yes, sir. Very nice, very nice. Let's heal ourselves now as well. So this is what he was doing, or trying to do, I think. Hopefully nobody comes towards us. There are these like frame skips over here sometimes. It's just animation skipping or something. So that looks like a stutter, but it isn't because it doesn't show up in the frame time graph. Alright, let's throw out some things that we don't need, that are less useful. Oh boy, yeah, that pixelation and weirdness, it's probably due to like shadows and the vegetation itself being weird with performance DLSS. I really don't like it. Let's see if it still happens with CNN or if it's just transformer model. Yeah, it still happens with CNN. It's a bit blurrier with CNN though, in terms of like the details and so on. You can see that it's not 4K anymore. It's definitely a bit lower than that. And I mean, previously it was also lower than 4K, of course. It's rendering at 1080p, but Transformer model does an amazing job at basically making it look 4K, if you're standing still especially. If you're moving like this, also looks 4K. But it's just that those little issues, man. Those little issues are a bit annoying, unfortunately. Alright, return point is shutting down. There's one here. 16 minutes. Let's go. This is it over here. Okay. All right. We can do this. We can do this. Let's go. Let's bring back some loot finally. Oh, boy. That took a while, didn't it? Let's see over here. Coal elevator. All right. So what else can we try here? Let's try no AA at 4K. I see why this was such an issue for DLSS performance, because this is native 4K at the moment. It does not look like native 4K at all because it has a ton of noise. It's exactly the same issue as Oblivion Remastered, guys. There is way too much aliasing and way too much noise, and this is still happening. It's not DLSS's fault, I guess. It's just how the game is being rendered natively. But hey, it's good that they allow you to actually run it without anti-aliasing. Even though it will look like crap, they allow it. Level 2! Look at that! We're progressing here. Loved it. That was much better. We killed the guy as well. How tense was it? I mean, we killed the guy and that was it. Okay, so 4K is very easy to run for the RTX 5090 apparently in this game. So what I'm going to do next is play at 8K resolution. For that, I will need to use exclusive full screen, which is not recommended, but 8K is not recommended either. These days, at least. 30-ish frames per second. So that in itself is actually pretty impressive, considering that it's close to what we saw in Borderlands 4 sometimes at 4K native resolution and maximum settings. And that's also a UE5 title. I don't think this one is using Lumen though. At least it definitely isn't using Lumen reflections. I did see a few bugs here. Like right at the beginning, the shadows weren't loading properly, or textures maybe, and there were these squares here and there. But aside from that, it actually is fine right now. After a while, it loaded in, and yeah, it's all right. I like this, guys. But the thing is, these 40 FPS look way too choppy. I don't know why this is happening. You can clearly see it kind of looks like 20 FPS, not 40, not 30. So it's unplayable like this, but that frame rate, at least the FPS number is okay. It's actually really good. Let's try to disable reflex here and see if that improves the stability. No, it's exactly the same thing. It's weird because it is not stuttering, right? It's not showing up in the graph at least, but it's just animation weirdness. Let's go with performance DLSS here. And now it's 70s, 60s. Still doesn't quite feel like 60s and 70s, to be honest, guys. Feels a little bit worse than that. But let me try something else. DLAA here, and I'm going to try to lock it to 30 frames per second. So 30 FPS lock at 8K native resolution. Let's see if that improves the stability of the game. And indeed, it does. Look at the frame time graph right now. It is absolutely flat. It has no weirdness anymore, and it's just really stable right now. Oh my god. Okay, oh, this one was easy to kill. Good. Thank you. There's another one there. Another one there. I can't even see my crosshair, guys. It's way too small here at 8K resolution. Unfortunately. Oh boy. Oh boy. But we're doing this. Yes, sir! Good stuff. Hopefully nobody heard that, though, because people could be running towards us right now. Yeah, we might get killed if we're playing at 30 FPS, but again, this is native 8K resolution. It's like running the game in 4K monitors at the same time, and it's delivering a playable, to some people, 30 frames per second. It's not enjoyable, in my opinion, like this. It's way more choppy, and this resolution is way beyond diminishing returns, as usual. Let's go down to performance DLSS then. And as we saw previously, we get around 70 frames per second, still with very choppy animations for some reason. Yeah, look at that. It just doesn't look like 70 FPS, and it doesn't feel like 70 FPS, but I think if we manage to cap the frame rate, even at 8K with performance DLSS, we still see that pixelation issue on the vegetation. That's so annoying, guys. But let's try to lock the FPS here in RivetTuner again. So yeah, we're getting 60 FPS right now, and now it does look and feel like 60 FPS. So the game definitely has a weird frame pacing issue here at lower frame rates. There's a guy over there. I think I saw someone running, at least, for a split second. I was paying attention to, like, the motion smoothness and so on, but I think I saw someone, fairly sure. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. I'm scared now. I'm gonna run in this direction. I don't want to see anyone. But now the game is very smooth, actually. Very playable, with 8K visuals. Yeah, this is crazy. If you're running an 8K monitor or TV with the 1590, you're probably running 60 Hz as well, because I don't think 120 Hz 8K monitors have come out yet. They're in the works, but I don't think they're out for the public to buy them yet. So yeah, this is basically the best experience that you'll have at 8K resolution. Just remember to lock your frame rates. And now I'm curious as well. Let's see it without AA, 100% resolution scale, guys. This is 8K, and 8K usually doesn't require any anti-aliasing to not see shimmery edges and jagged edges. Usually in games like Red Dead Redemption 2, for example, it's just pin sharp. There is no single jagged edge in sight. But here, because it's UE5 and because of how it renders the grass for some reason, it's still shimmery. It's still a little bit noisy, even without AA. Even at 8K, it's ridiculous, actually. But hey, this kind of nitpicking. The game is not out again. They could actually fix it. Anyway, I'm gonna oh, there is frame generation. What? I didn't even notice. It's all the way up here. Oh, man. Why is Nvidia DLSS frame generation up here and not down here? That's weird. Okay, so we're gonna go back to 4K resolution to test some frame generation, all right. I'm gonna do 4 times FG. Oh, there we go. Whoo! That's buttery smooth. Holy crap! Yeah, that's the smoothest it's ever been. Even 150 FPS natively, because of the frame pacing, was feeling weird. Right now, it's just... yeah, it's basically heaven at this point, guys. I don't see any weirdness in terms of ghosting and so on with the frame generation here. Yeah, this is just solid as heck. Obviously, you can also lock your FPS with DLSS performance at 4K resolution, but this is native res still with DLAA, and we're up into the 300s now. And honestly, since this isn't a first-person shooter, it's a third-person shooter, the input lag doesn't bother me at all. I don't even think that I can notice the input lag at this point. It just feels instant. Wow. Okay, I am glad I looked a little bit more at the display settings, because I really did not see frame generation there at first. I'm sorry, guys. But I was looking for frame generation in that menu, but I completely overlooked the display settings. Like, I've never seen the frame generation being in the display settings. It's usually below the DLSS. So I thought it didn't have it. But hey, it does have it. And even though you don't really need it, it's definitely improving the experience here because of that frame pacing. It's pacing the frames much better here with FG, guys. And it's getting 300 plus, which is completely ridiculous. You can use like 2 times and have a really buttery smooth experience already. Look at that. 180 frames per second. Whew, it's really responsive still, like impressively responsive. I think this is the best game in terms of input lag with frame generation. There's a guy up there, by the way. But yeah, this is the best game in terms of input lag and frame generation that I've seen, I think. It's just, it feels like you're not using frame generation in terms of mouse input lag. Kind of crazy. Where is the guy? But yeah, guys, this is just an absolutely amazing experience here with the frame generation. It does add a lot to this game, in my opinion. Wow, let's use 3 times just to finish it off here, guys. So 280s. I think this is going to be perfect for those of you running 240Hz monitors at 4K resolution. Alright, you're going to be a little bit above 240 FPS, but it is close. And I think this is adequate with 3 times FG. Ooh, boy. Okay. Either way, use whatever setting you want, because it's always going to be buttery smooth here at 4K resolution with a 5090. And I think even with 5080, 5070 Ti, 4080, 4080 Super, those GPUs should all be, and 4090 obviously, should all be super playable and deliver enjoyable experiences here in Arc Raiders, even at 4K native. So yeah, that's been it for this one. Thanks very much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll be back in the next one with a 4060. As always, love you all. Bye-bye.